Awesome. How's everybody doing? Doing good? Thumbs up.
Was lip syncing.
Awesome. Hey, the very first thing is I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for being on this call, for taking this seriously, for investing the time with everything going on. So my very first gratitude is absolutely to each one of you. And I really absolutely, truly mean that. Our leadership team means that. I'm not sure, do we have Deb on the call?
She's here.
Awesome. So I have a request. Everyone take yourselves off mute and let's say.
Hold on, I'll do it. I got it. Hold on. I have all the buttons. Unmute.
We have to show our video. We have to.
So on the count of 1, 2, 3. Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday to you.
Happy
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Debbie. Happy birthday.
And keep your day jobs.
We're trying.
The best part is all the different voices coming in at the same time. That's fantastic.
That's crazy.
Hey, hold on. I'm going to mute everybody. Patrick, hold on. I'm going to mute everybody again, so you're going to have to unmute yourselves if you want to talk. So hold on.
Okay, awesome.
It got really quiet.
So
Amber, you have all the buttons here.
I know. I control all of
Secret.
it. I'll turn your video on if you're not careful.
Ooh. That's not very, I don't know, Amber. Is that with culture? So
Don't
hey,
turn
let's
the
start with
video on.
It's just
gratitude.
more fun that way.
So happy birthday to Debbie. My other gratitude, so I have 3 today. And my other one is to Scott, because Scott, you really rocked it, my friend. And Scott was able to, at the very last minute, take our shift class that we had on Friday that was all around a lead conversion, which was a really important one. And he rocked it, kicked some butt. I've been hearing about how great it was, and I just really appreciate that. So thank you, Scott. Yes, Jamie, absolutely. So who else has some gratitude?
You have to unmute yourself at the bottom.
I am so grateful that I will be unquarantined on Friday.
yay!
That's what I was going to be grateful for. I'm glad to see Holly on this call.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's awesome, Holly. What's another one?
I think just, being healthy and being able to be productive and do what we normally do, and just feel like we're putting one step in front of the other, and thankful for everybody around us.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's fantastic. Fantastic. I got to say, I love, I'm going through all the scrolling through right now, and I love the little outfit, or the outfits with Shelly and Wendy. That's awesome. And even Jake, I don't even know how you did that background. We got all kinds of fun stuff going on, right? Well, very cool. Let's get started. And what we're going to do today is we're going to come off of our typical template with the team meeting, because there's obviously some very important things we need to discuss and work through together as a family. And so what I'd like to do, though, no matter what, is we're still going to start with upcoming listings, price reductions, and buyer needs. So if you have an upcoming listing, take yourself off of mute and let's share it. And same thing with price reductions and buyer needs. So I want to make sure that that's still there as well. So who's got an upcoming listing?
Well, I've got that condo I'm listing in Parker. I was going to put it on last night, but I was waiting for this call.
Awesome, 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 Steve. And what price point? And can you tell us a little bit more about the condo?
It's 2-bedroom, 2-bath, large master suite, right off of Jordan, and $470, and it's $275.
Awesome. And price point?
$275.
Oh, got it.
Yep.
275. Didn't hear that one. Okay, awesome.
No.
And now is that,
we're
when
okay
is
to
that?
keep listing. We're okay to keep listing, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I know they said that it wasn't essential.
We'll get to it.
We'll get to
We'll
all
talk
of
about
that.
it.
We'll dive into it. Don't worry. So,
We'll
all
get
right,
there.
awesome. Steve has a condo coming up. Who else has another listing coming up?
Bud Doyle's got his hand raised. Go ahead, Bud.
Awesome, Bud.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Hope you're staying safe and healthy. I have one in Lakewood. It's a condo. It came on last weekend at 3:30. It's a 3-bedroom, 3-bath. Per my conversation with Debbie yesterday, I know she'll cover this later. I did withdraw it yesterday, so we'll kind of put it back on once the sort of stay-at-home governor's orders from the governor, and obviously following Debbie's direction on that. So, Debbie, thank you very much for your, as always, constant guidance and encouragement. And then I do have clients in Highlands Ranch that will be listing once again once the kind of stay-at-home orders are lifted, and that one will come in about 469 or so. I believe it's 4-bedroom, 3-bath off the top of my head, but I talked to my clients yesterday, and so trying to kind of just gather up a handful so that once we're kind of somewhat back to kind of being able to show and market properties or so that those two will be ready to go. So probably list, my goal is hopefully maybe early May or so, but obviously Debbie and the real estate commission and everything, the governor will kind of give us directions on that.
Yep.
Absolutely. Awesome. Thank you, Bud. Appreciate that, my friend. All right. Who has another one? Upcoming listings.
Wendy, she's got her hand. Hold on, Wendy. Let me see if I can unmute you. You got it?
I can't wait.
Go for it.
Okay. Parker Crossing, 540, 4-bed, I think 3-bath, 2-story, backs to open space. We'll see when it comes on the market. We're waiting to take photos, so we'll see what happens today.
Awesome. 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 Thank you, Wendy. All right. Who has another one? Upcoming listings.
I do, Patrick.
Perfect.
I've got 1.3 in Bell Cross, or Bell Mountain in Parker, 6,400 square feet up, 37 down, 6-bed, 4-bath on 2 acres. Again, just as soon as we can get photos and get it actively listed. And then one in Denver, it's 4-2 on, it's at 2 Quitman. Everything will be brand new on it. It's currently in a demo rehab, so it'll come in at about 425. Little over 1,800 square feet.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Jody. Fantastic. All right, let's keep going. Other upcoming listings.
I have one. Hi, sorry, I came off and now I'm on. Don't judge me. I have one in Highlands Ranch coming on at 5:35, maybe 5:30. 5-bedroom, 4-bathroom, really nice updates. The only thing that needs to be updated are the master bath and an upstairs bath. They're not like gross or anything, they're just dated, but everything else in the home is finished. And the basement is converted to a bedroom with bathroom and shower. It's in West Highlands Ranch off like Lucent across from Super Target, 80129 zip code. And that, we're doing photos today, and we're gonna kind of see what happens in the next few days and figure out when's the best time to put it on.
Perfect. Thank you, Rachel. That's fantastic. Awesome. Other upcoming listings.
I saw Leslie. Can you mute? Do you need me to unmute you?
I got it.
Okay.
My house is for sale in Backcountry at 985, and it is it's withdrawn right now. It's going to be back on as soon as we know what's up. And
She froze.
It's that good. That's awesome.
All right, she typed it in the chat. 3-bedroom, 3-bath in the Hearth, available June 1st. Price point $650 in Backcountry. Available soon. Has she come back yet?
She's moving.
Sorry. That's
Can you
okay.
hear me?
Yes.
Backcountry is kind of waiting to see what happens, but it's at 985, and the other is June 1st in Hart.
Awesome.
There you go.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Leslie.
You bet.
All right. Other upcoming listings. All right, let's go right into price improvements. Do we have price improvements? All right, we're going to buyer needs. And we'll definitely dive into the
Okay,
plan
wait,
here going forward.
I have clients that are interested in backcountry or Highlands Ranch area. The only downfall to backcountry is they don't like space. They don't feel like they get enough space there. They can really be anywhere from about 900 to like 1.3. I know like I said, they really do like backcountry and all the amenities. Their only concern is they want to make sure that they get a decent lot. But I know stuff goes on and comes off in backcountry quick, so I just wanted to throw that out there.
Perfect. Thank you, Rachel. Awesome. Other buyer needs.
Actually, I do have a listing potentially coming up. I didn't say anything because I wasn't sure of the timing. But we'll have a townhouse end unit across from the tennis courts available in Summit Park in Aurora, which is right around Quincy and Buckley, I want to say. And it's a 2-bed, 3-bath, all updated bathrooms, pretty updated kitchen and everything. Just counters would be the only thing, but it's got new appliances. It's got a garage, 2-car garage, kind of like as if it was a walkout basement. The garage is the basement, basically, on the back side. And it's got a little porch, probably be on the market for about $280 ballpark. And maybe in a week, maybe in 2 weeks.
Very cool. Awesome. Thank you, Eric. Great to see you, Rachel. And fantastic. So do we have any other buyer needs before we move on?
Room B.
Yeah, Bart.
My turn. Buyer needs 600,000 or less cash in Lakewood, Littleton, hoping for mountain views, ranch preferred. They've been looking a long time, so they're desperate to find something. And then I've got another buyer for under 425 anywhere in Castle Rock.
Awesome. 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 Thank you, Wendy. But I saw your hand go up.
Lucy, yeah, hi. I'm kind of new to the group here. So I have a buyer that's looking for something a little unique, looking for a cabin, 4 to 5 acres, near stream, 500,000 or under, 2-bedroom, 1 bath, preferably 2 bath, really anywhere kind of, I mean, he's looking for maybe log cabin, A-frame, maybe an old storefront or something that's been converted into a home, anything that's kind of unique and different. And he's looking to close in the next 2 months. And I jumped on here late, so I don't know if you already covered what the situation is with,
We will.
him. Okay, great.
It's coming up.
A little bit. Yep.
Great.
Yep, we got
Okay.
it.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Great to have you on here, Lucy.
Thanks.
Go ahead,
Awesome.
bud.
There you go, bud.
Okay. Clients looking for a single family house, kind of Lakewood, Littleton area, up to 430 with 4 bedrooms and 3 baths. And if anybody has anything in that neck of the woods, we'd love to talk to you.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. All right. Well, let's do this. If there's any other buyer needs, listing needs, or price improvements, please put them in the chat and then also put them on our Facebook page. I want to make sure today that we give the time that we truly need to invest here and let our rock star broker, who's celebrating a birthday, take us away here for the next 15 minutes. So, Deb, I'm passing the torch to you.
Okay. All right. So if you want to put questions in the chat box, you can go ahead and do that. If you just hover over that little orange bubble, you can type things in the chat box. And I'll keep an eye on it here a little bit. So I was on a call yesterday with the Real Estate Commission, as was the state attorney for the Colorado Association of Realtors and our office attorney, Damian Cox. And the Attorney General was also on the call. And so she was fielding questions. So a lot of this just came directly from right out of her mouth. So one thing I want you guys to remember, the Attorney General is an attorney. Scott Peterson with Carr is an attorney. Damian Cox is an attorney. And so if any of you have ever had to deal with attorneys, you know that they always err on the side of let's scare the crap out of them and let's, you know, make sure that we go so far this direction, knowing that they're probably going to come back about to here in the middle. So their job is to kind of scare us and protect us, right? So take it with a container of salt. Not just a grain. Grains of salt don't work anymore. A container of salt. Should have brought one with me for a show and tell, right? So the Attorney General interprets the essential business for real estate as closings only. And if any of you have had closings or you've got one coming up, you already know that the title companies are letting you zoom in if you need to zoom in with your client. But title companies jumped on this right away and got things taken care of so they can stay safe, you guys can stay safe, the consumers can all stay safe as possible. So they've already got that taken care of. The remote online notary system, the RON system, is already in place. So as much as can be signed online with an online notary is already happening. So clients can literally pull up to a title company, pull their window down a bit, a piece of, the papers that they have to sign for the lender are taken care of right then and there, and they can literally pull away. Everything else is emailed to them. Checks get picked up later on. People stay safe and sound. So closings are still happening. The Attorney General, when they were asked, gosh, can we even show land? We're outside, we can stay 6 feet apart. She said no. She goes, that is not an essential service. And home inspectors, she said, are not an essential service. This is her interpretation. Listings homes, putting homes under contract right now, in her opinion, are not essential services. So remember, they're there to protect the public, to keep us all safe so we can get through this crisis as quickly and as whole as possible. So have really good conversations with your buyers that need to buy right now, with your sellers that really need to get their home on the market. Right now, our orders are through the end of April. And could they get extended? Absolutely. Could it be over for Colorado to some degree at that point? Sure. Nobody has a crystal ball, so we don't know. The last thing you want to do is be overly rambunctious with your clients. And also the last thing you want to do is be overly doom and gloom. So working on your pipelines, even Damian, our company attorney, said this on the call yesterday, which we're going to share out with you guys. Amber has it scheduled to come out to through email. I believe it is, Amber, right? Or were you going to put it on Facebook?
No, it'll go out today at 1 o'clock. It's a link to the meeting that we had, and then team meeting will also be shared on our Facebook page as well. So I have a few people that couldn't make it on today, but those will all be shared out. So you guys will have them soon.
So it's a 37-minute long video, and he was on the same call that I was on. So listen to it, and again, take it with a container of salt. But even Damian's like, contact your people, build up your pipeline. What else can you do for your database? Did they need help somebody going and picking up groceries at the grocery store for them and delivering them to their front porch. Those type of things, care call. So absolutely go do that. Can you list property? Can you write contracts for your buyers? Yes, that's all. You can do all of that virtually. Could a seller, you know, call a photographer or an inspector and have them come through? Yeah. You take the chance. They also take the chance in $1,000 fines. And those are happening. The last thing we want is to be made examples of, and the Attorney General is kind of looking for people to make examples of. And again, they're attorneys and they're looking for somebody to use to scare everybody else into submission with. So be very cautious. You know, act like, you know, if it's your house that's being listed, what would you want to have happen or not happen? And just be very cognizant of it. So Bud had a conversation with his clients, and they made the decision to put their listing in withdrawn status, which stops the days on market count. And then when you put it back active, then the days on market begin to click again. The other thing that I know is happening, I put calls in this morning and haven't heard anything back yet, is RE Colorado is looking at revising the coming soon status. So right now, you know, those new rules are supposed to take place the middle of April, which is a week from today. So stay tuned for that. The minute I hear back, I will pop back into Facebook and let you know what I hear. RE Colorado will put some emails out to each and every one of you. So make sure you stop and read those. So the broker side of me, it wants to tell you, listen to what they say, do what they say. And because I love you, I want you to do exactly what they say, and I want you to stay safe. I want your clients to stay safe. I also want you to do some business, because if you're like me, I like food with my meals, and I like to be able to pay my bills on time as well. So are there going to be some case-by-case things? Absolutely. Call me, let's talk them through and get you and your clients where they need to be as safely as possible.
Debbie, you've got some questions popping in the chat. So right now, John is asking, so right now, if we have a home for sale, it goes under contract, we cannot have a home inspector go in.
They cannot. Could the seller decide to go ahead and let them in? I suppose. Again, they're taking a chance on getting fines. $1,000 fine.
Zach asked, who is liable if a buyer and seller coordinate a showing? Listing agent, buyer's agent, or the buyer or seller?
I suppose all of them could get a fine.
Are we allowed to do a video walkthrough?
Have the seller do it, and I would do maybe have them do a walkthrough to where they're not talking. Remember, they could commit a fair housing violation on the video that you don't need. Whatever they do, you need to be able to edit it.
Can I just a quick follow-up to that one? What if it's a vacant property? Can we create a video tour and post it, or no?
You can go try it. You need to know that anything that you decide to go out and do, you stand a chance in getting a $1,000 fine and a year in jail. I can't see them throwing a bunch of agents in jail because I don't think they could handle us all. But
so is the gist of it then that are they just trying to get it to the point where we're not leaving for any purpose in any way, shape, or form, and we're all just in our house and that's pretty much it? Is that kind of the intent behind it?
That's the intent. And you know, they're there to protect the public, and you're one of them.
Leslie just asked the seller too, do they get a fine?
I don't know why they wouldn't stand that chance.
Cindy asked how, I'm not sure how they're going to enforce it. Here's what's been happening. Neighbors are calling in and filing complaints. So people are watching, people are getting irritated and nervous. They're the ones calling in the complaints. Fines and cease and desist letters are being sent out from those complaints directly. So while you may have the approval of everybody who is party to that contract, you don't have necessarily neighbors' permission to do that. And those are the people who are calling it in, and those are the people that are causing these fines and these letters to go out.
Mm-hmm.
Don't
Holly
remember
says,
the,
remember that people have nothing better to do.
yeah.
Right, and a big push, ladies and gentlemen, came from tenants that were getting displaced. So between the tenants and the neighbors, that's what's going on. And you know, the other thing too is just be very cognitive, because it may not be the buyer's agent that gets the fine, even though they're out showing. It could be the listing agent, because that's who they're calling on.
Well, whose
So-
sign is in the yard and the number's on there, and it's really easy to find them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just be cautious.
So
Yeah.
I know you guys are gonna want an answer to how we get this fixed. Okay? You can direct your clients, emphasis on your clients,
Please.
your clients, and I will say it again, your clients can call the Attorney General's office directly. I'm going to give you a second to grab a pen.
It's in the
Her
video too.
number,
Type it in the, you can type it in the chat.
and I'll type
too.
it in the chat. So her number is 720-508-6000.
So what that's for is if your buyer or your seller is actually being harmed because of her interpretation of the essential business ruling around real estate, they'll listen to the public. They don't want to hear from you as the agent. Because they hear, oh, they're just worried that they're not going to get their commission check, right? If they
Please.
hear from the public,
Yeah.
different thing. Remember, they're there to protect the public.
The public, yeah. And please, please, please do not post that phone number on Facebook.
Mm-mm.
And I see a lot of you laughing, but understand that we have already seen several agents post this number out. What happens when that gets put out from you is it looks like you're trying to protect your commission, not protect the clients you get the opportunity to serve.
And then they'll ice us completely.
And then we're out.
That's
Mark, so kind of to your question, same scenario, no walkthroughs, no inspections, no nothing, vacant land, new build, doesn't matter.
This could be a time to coach our clients for upcoming listings on pre-listings before it ever goes on the market, or pre-inspections before it ever goes on the market. If you have something, and that's risk analysis, right? So in the event that should happen, then at least you have something you can send off to prospective buyers. But again, you have to, I mean, that takes a very direct conversation with the seller, and, you know, protecting your license.
Well, and the inspectors may choose not to because they stand to also receive a fine. So,
right.
Zach,
or
I
they
saw your
may
hand up.
decide to just go. So, yeah,
Zach, you had a question?
watch
Yeah.
that video.
Something I saw today on a listing that I looked up for a buyer that messaged me was they had the listing up. They basically just had one picture that I assume the seller took because it was awful. And it said showing start April 27th. And, you know, so that kind of, I mean, could be a good idea to just sort of have it out there, even and not even have a sign in the yard. You just have the seller snap a picture and then put that verbiage in there. Hey, showings start then, you know, offers will be considered, you know, after showings begin. Something like that may be a way to at least put them out there to get some kind of activity going, but still, you know, be in hard compliance with, you know, and not getting in trouble with, you know, the Attorney General. So just the thought seemed like a good kind of workaround that I saw today.
Yep.
So, and Deb, I know you have to jump off here in just a second. Jake, as the operating principal, what would be your recommendation as well?
Turn your microphone on.
I was like, I
gotta get microphones on and off, and here's the thing: it goes back to that simple conversation of what can we control, and what can't we control. We can't control an attorney general's interpretation of what's important and what's not. We can't control the fact that we have clients that truly are negatively impacted by this, and how that's going to impact them. Unfortunately, her interpretation right now stands as it stands. What we can control is our emotions around it. What we can control is how we respond to it. What I'm going to ask, and you may have seen others do this already, and I'm going to ask that you don't go to Facebook and make a plea. I mean, it's just, I get it. We're frustrated. It's easy to go to a place of fear in this moment. However, don't go there. Hey, this is an opportunity where if we truly have people who are impacted, and I'll be honest, we've got 3 people right now that are relocating from out of state. It's supposed to close between next week and the week after. One of them we've been working with for 3 months. This is already sold in New Jersey. They're homeless.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you know what? You will get the Attorney General's number. You can have that conversation. You can make that call, because they at that moment have a reason to make that phone call and say, look, I've got to do my final walkthrough. I'm not going to buy a $1.2 million house without doing a final walkthrough. And you're impeding my ability. So where do you want me to go? And by the way, is the Attorney General going to pay for my hotel until you decide to lift this?
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? If we make that call, if we post that on Facebook, it really makes us look as if what we're more concerned about is our commission than we are our clients. This has to be all about our clients. It truly does. When we lead with that heart and we really help people understand that we're here to serve and help them in this moment, that's the biggest thing. We understand there's folks out there that have to make a move. They don't choose to make a move at this time. They have to. And it's our job to help them through that. We had a conversation with a team out of Michigan, and Michigan is on strict lockdown. Like, he got turned in because he was playing soccer with his daughter, and got threatened a $1,000 fine for playing soccer with his daughter in a park. So it could be worse. However, they've been that way for the last 4 weeks. Finally, they've allowed them now to have inspections done. What they've had to do is learn how to do showings and stuff without it. I posted in the chat the camera that he's been using. It was $80. And he sends it to his clients. His clients then can do the walkthrough. It's like a Matterport type of camera that goes on your iPhone for $80. So he'll mail it to them. They can do that. It does a 3D tour, which allows them then to post that 3D tour for those who have to do something. They're still selling real estate. They're still having buyers go under contract. What I would say is use the COVID-19 disclosure. That's there to protect our clients, so that as all of this is lifted, then we can get our inspectors in, then we can move on with business as normal. However, we can tie those properties up as it sits today. Here's the flip side. What he said is, and it was brilliant, is he said, in a moment where we've had our buyers going in and competing with multiple offers in situations where they're one of 15, now they're the only one, because they're willing to take that risk today. And what it's allowing them to do is have a little bit more leverage. And most sellers, because of their circumstance, are willing to work with that buyer through this process as well. Again, we can't take them out. We can't show them the property. We can't have the inspector go out and do the inspection. Those are pieces that we can't do. Would I like to see it lifted? All day long. Would I like to go to Facebook and express my crazy opinion? All day long. My wife has heard it. We talk about it in the backyard after a few drinks at night, go figure. And yet really the truth of the matter is, there's a right place and a wrong place for us to express that, not in the public forum. Our job is to go to the public forum and show them what we control, help them see how we can still operate in today's market, give them solutions instead of cause more chaos. So our job today is to give more solutions than cause that chaos. I'm working with the leadership team right now. We're working with the 2 market centers to get an agent from New York who's been shut down for 6 weeks that has really figured out how to work this at a high level to come in and have that conversation with us as well as Lucas Howard. I'm going to see if I can get him in for our offices. So you'll start to hear from these other agents who are still able to operate in this market, and how are they doing it? And what are they doing at a high level, so that we can continue to pour into our clients and our database. More than ever, now is the time just to call and see how they're doing. Not to call and complain that you're not getting paid. And the reason why is, you all know my story. I've got 47 rental properties. Almost 30% of my tenants right now are unemployed. That's the story in our state. So if we go out and complain that we can't get a paycheck, we've got people that haven't been able to get a paycheck for a month.
Jake,
We're just
pause.
1%
Debbie, I know you need to go.
I do.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I put on Facebook, on our office Facebook page, a video from John Maxwell. One of the things he said just before I clicked off from listening to it, he said, "You don't motivate through a crisis, you lead through it." Go watch that. It's an hour long, and watch it over lunch. It's an awesome video. We'll also put out some links for the CARES Act that you can apply for unemployment on April 10th. So we'll put some of that stuff out for you guys tomorrow in the email as well. And I'm going to go have lunch. See you guys later.
Bye, Debbie. Have a great one.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Debbie.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. I see faces, and I see all sorts of stuff. Holly and Mark, to kind of answer your question, right now for the state, it's April 27th. For the city and county of Denver, it is still the 30th. So please be sure you're checking the counties and the cities of which you're working with people in, and make sure you're abiding by those local restrictions that are in place. As it stands right now, I believe Denver city and county are the only ones that are still to the 30th. The rest of us are supposed to be done on the 27th. So I hope that helps. There's a lot of emotion flying on the video screen right now. What's going on, everybody? You can unmute. It's all good. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, Rhonda.
So much information is coming through and my screen froze. Did you mention vacant properties and appraisals?
Appraisals are still a go. They are being done via desktop and or exterior only. So appraisals are still covered. It doesn't matter if it's land. It doesn't matter if the property is vacant. It doesn't matter if it's new. It doesn't matter how long it's been under contract. It doesn't matter. At this particular moment in time, the Attorney General's stance is no showings at all, no open houses of any sort, and no inspections of any kind.
Even on vacant?
Even on vacant. And that was a question that was asked on the forum that they did with her through the Division of Real Estate. The coming soon guidelines are supposed to be, Renee posted in the chat. Renee, I'm gonna try and find that real quick. It's gonna move from 14 days from 7 days, and it's supposed to be, hopefully next week they're supposed to have that lifted. Debbie has been calling daily to her people at RA Colorado to see if she can get an update from them. She has not heard anything back yet, but every morning one of her first calls is out to them to see if she can get an update as far as kind of what's going on there. Yes, you'll lead this with heart. Thank you, Jake. I don't know where he went. He might have gone off.
Just quick on the coming soon thing. I mean, I think we could just list it as active. Who cares, if it's active, if nobody can actually look at it and you're not supposed to have anyone take pictures of it, like send that camera that Jake sent and, put it up as active and just, do showings at the end of the month or whatever, tentatively. To me, that would be the best thing to do, because then, people, you could potentially do business on it as opposed to a coming soon thing and having to worry about 7 days or 14 days or whatever. I mean, no reason not to just make it active. I would think,
It's a great idea. Then leverage the communication that comes from that, Zach. I love that.
Yeah. Brooke, honey, to kind of address your question, appraisals are still good. So if you have an appraisal scheduled, they'll be done either via a desktop computer, or the inspector will just come and look at the exterior of the property and do an appraisal from there. Inspections are the one with the deadlines contingent on when the stay-at-home orders are lifted. So 27th for a majority of the state, 30th for the city and county of Denver. Yes, Rhonda.
I'm in the middle of an inspection objection, and I have a plumber and an electrician that are coming over. Those would be things that the homeowner, it's a sump pump thing and a open wire thing. Could that be considered health and safety by the seller?
So if the if the plumber and the electrician are good taking on the risk, then that's up to them. You know, approach this with whatever amount of risk you want to do. Just, you know, be cautious. Like we said earlier, she is actively hunting right now for somebody to make an example of, and it's coming from all over the place. So just, you know, our only word of advice we can give you guys right now is abide by it as best as you can. I know a lot of you guys have stuff already scheduled, and if they're comfortable and they're happy to take that risk on, I mean, at that point, the ball is in their court and ultimately yours as well.
But I mean, are repairs not being allowed? I mean,
She is saying she doesn't want anybody except the current homeowners in those properties.
But I mean, anybody's home. Like if you had your heater went out or your dishwasher went out, I mean.
If it's essential, then it's allowed. If it's not essential, then no.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how clear.
There's up in front of your house that would appear essential no matter what they're doing.
Well, and again, like you said, people are bored. So I mean, we say it on coffee every morning. It takes one idiot to ruin it for the rest of us, and that unfortunately is still just the truth right now. It's just, you know, how it's going. And right now is a time more than ever, you know, for Damien even to say this. Really reach out to those people. I put it in the email this morning, and William was kind enough to copy it to the Facebook page. Work with the sellers that have all the honey-do lists that they've just been putting off and putting off and putting off because, you know, they don't have the time or whatever the case is. These guys are home too, so they can get everything cleared out that they said they were going to get rid of, and they can, you know, paint that bathroom that they said they were going to paint 6 months ago and make whatever repairs they were saying they were going to do. You know, have your buyers talk with those lenders and figure out what these new requirements are going to be for them. Have them completely ready to go so that when the doors do open for us, when that, you know,
which it will.
So as soon as that is lifted, then all of a sudden you guys have people ready to hit the ground running, and you'll be 2 weeks ahead of everybody else. So,
well, I mean, our house is being remodeled through this.
Yeah. Well, and as it stands right now, construction is still listed in that, is going to be listed in that essential, but again, it only takes one.
So I would really recommend focus on what you can do, not what you cannot do.
Yep.
So focus on what you can do. For example, and you know, here's an example of even this morning, Lance and Karina Loken were being interviewed for an hour, and they were dropping nuggets left and right. So when you're looking at next level agents, when you're looking at different Facebook groups on things that are going on that you can jump into, there's a ton of masterminding going on with all different regions of the US right now, all sharing. I mean, this is literally where KW has broken from the pack of the rest of the industry, because we're going like this. And there was a statement that was made earlier that, you know, our past clients, look at them as forever clients right now, like forever clients, not past clients. Think of that mindset change. And it's the relationships that you build now, you will never lose. And the relationships that you don't build, you may never gain. So know that's really the opportunity in front of us right now, is to really secure and build those relationships off of a care call first. And we're seeing incredible results that are happening from that.
Yep.
What are your thoughts? What are you feeling? How's it going? You know, because we're watching
what
all
we're
of
here
you
for.
right now. And
Patrick, I was on that call, Lance Loken's call, and you've got it up on a board, I think, behind you.
I do.
Yeah, because I thought that is so key to our mindset.
Mm-hmm.
What I can't control.
Yeah.
And what I can't control, but it's not helpful. And what I can control that is helpful. And we need to focus on what I can control that is helpful. And they were saying, don't watch more than 30 minutes of news a day or you'll be going nuts. And we've just got to keep just keep focused on your goals. And if we run into something, well, is there anything I can do to get around, to get around that? Okay, well, that's not helpful. So I'm not going to focus on that. And that was huge because, I've been sick through so much of this that I'm kind of playing catch up of my mindset of what can I do, where can I be active, what things, and then it's tightened up. So to me, I've got to figure out what are the things I can do that'll be helpful for our business and keep us going on track to meet our goals. And I mean, we're doing well. We have closings, coming up, and luckily we've kind of, we've got a couple new builds that are, that'll be closing. So that's helpful. We have a lot of business out there that we can't conduct right now. So what else can we do? What do we do?
Right.
What do we do?
So, and what I'll do, gang, is I'm going to put this behind me up on our Facebook page. But what I'd really like you to do is if you have the opportunity in front of you right now, take a pad of paper, take your paper, go horizontal with it. Now, granted, this is my scribbles, so, but really what you're looking at is what can I not control? And I don't even know if I'm saying that correct. What can I not control? I cannot control the news. I cannot control the Attorney General. Those are things I cannot control, period.
You know what? You can take your time because with this Corona stuff, they have just stopped all showings, all photography, all inspections.
Right.
It's gotten real because all this time we've been considered essential. But I have, we can do virtual tours. I've got somebody that has one of those fancy cameras that literally walks you through like you're in there. We've got all kinds of possibilities, and it's exactly, it's the 27th. So that's 19 days from now. So, worst case scenario, we can still list.
So I'm going to help you with this.
We can
Cindy.
still put it on the market whenever you're ready. We can get that. Okay.
Is she on the plan?
Cool.
So Patrick,
let's pause for a second so I can show you this activity. So then it's going to.
Oh, I know, especially now. It's hard to get people out there.
Cindy.
How about, what is today? I don't even know what day it is. It's Wednesday, right? How about, why don't you touch base with me next week?
Sorry.
Okay. We just have a few minutes left. Here's something to be cognitive of. The mute button on and off, right? So when we're looking at this exercise, it's really important because this is where we can actually write down what we cannot control. So what can we not control? For example, the news, the Attorney General, etc., right? That would be on this first piece here. The second one here in the middle is what can I control that's not helpful, right? That's a key piece here. I might have control over it, but it's not helpful. For an example that happened was, I have control over my household or kids, right? But it's not helpful to not take the time during the day to nurture those relationships, right? Same thing can go into our business or our teams. And the third one here is what can we control? So what can we control on here? And there's all kinds of strategies that are happening right now that are incredibly powerful. In fact, there was I know we just have a few minutes left, on Karina and Lance Loken's call earlier today, They said, what was your takeaway? What was your number one takeaways from this? If you have one thing you could leave the group with, 220 agents were on this call. So if you have one thing, and Lance said, literally, instead of what you can't do, focus on what you can do. Be the differentiator, be the lighthouse. What Karina said, which I thought was awesome, was keep the end in mind. This is so powerful right now. When we do our goals in our businesses and we do our coaching, typically we start with the end and we work our way backwards to the current and the present, right? What are we doing today for our goal that's 3 years out? So in this, what Karina said was, when I'm looking, this is a question for us to really think about, internalize. When I'm looking back on this experience, how do I want to be able to show up for our business, start with the family first, right? It's got to start there first. So starting with us internally, then our family, and then our business. What do we want this to look like? Then we can literally create a plan around this. And in times of choice, which right now there are choices that we make on a daily basis. So in times of choice, I choose to X. The key is implementations, to start making those choices now. So I wanted to make sure that I shared that, because that's literally from a mastermind that just happened. Those are opportunities that are out there for you.
It's fabulous. So if you get the opportunity, I think it's going to be posted later. So
It will.
It'll be worth taking the time to listen to it, because it was very, very good.
Yeah, I'll try and include those links in tomorrow's daily update email, and then try and get them posted on Facebook as well. A little grace in that. It takes me some time to get those saved and posted.
Well, it's like we have so much to do, Amber.
Well, I don't know. One quick thing before we get to any other questions. We did go ahead and decide to call Friday and close for Good Friday. KWI is going to be closed. The region's not doing any trainings. MAPS, all of our coaches have been reaching out to us and saying, it might be a good idea for everybody, and that includes all the lovely faces on this call, to take a day and you guys have had a lot thrown at you the last few weeks, and it seems like every day something new is coming out, and just take some time to process and, be with your friends and family, do something that's really exciting, something that you love to do that you wouldn't normally do because you're out, showing properties or putting signs in yards or doing inspection objections or whatever the case may be there. Easter is this Sunday, and the weather's not supposed to be great because in true Colorado fashion, it's going to snow. So, at least we still have that going for us. So, do something with your family that, if you're able to do anything along those lines. And if you haven't had the time to process, we were all kind of talking about, just our mental state right now. We've had so much thrown at us, now not only are we working from home and our industry is changing on a daily basis, but now we're supposed to be teachers to our children. And I don't know about all of you, but there's a reason why I did not go into youth education. So, it's just not what I signed up to do. So we've got a lot changing for us right now. So we hope you take Friday and just kind of unplug as best you can. Office will not be open. We're going to have everything off. So we love all of you dearly, and it's not anything about you guys. It's, we're important too, dang it. So what else?
Awesome. Oh, that's for Good Friday. What other questions do we have? Comments, concerns, things we can work through?
You can just unmute yourself. You're fine.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Well, I mean, there's not a whole, I think what you guys gave us really good information and really good ideas. And I think now is the opportunity for us to brainstorm in our own heads and maybe share some topics in our Facebook group and let other people, jump in and maybe get ideas and so that we can share. And I think it's just very important for us to stay positive. And I love how we start our morning coffees off positive. And as I said in morning coffee this morning, there's all kinds of people that I'm unfollowing right now or muting for 30 days, because if everything that they're saying is negative, it's not helpful, you know, and
Mhm.
you're trying to reach out and communicate with people, but if they're going to be negative, I want to be positive.
Wendy, the link for the camera is farther up in the chat. So scroll up through that chat. Jake posted the link for that camera. And I'll see if I can't get it posted to Facebook once I get all of this downloaded and moved over.
We'll have
Or
to
I'll
see-
just make him post it.
We'll have to see if we can find one for Android too.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm. I love it, Shelly. I recommend everyone dress up.
Which reminds me, for those of you who were on Happy Hour last week, I had suggested doing a scavenger hunt. So I will still be doing that. So it will be not this coming Friday, but next Friday. So it'll be whatever you can find in your house. I will put the list together. The office will be giving a $50 gift card to Amazon for whoever does the best on that happy hour. So that'll be 3:30 to 4:30. That's Friday the 17th, I'm pretty sure.
And
So
we're
come
doing a
prepared.
background contest.
Come prepared. It's gonna be awesome. So watch for that link. But yeah, we're gonna just, you know, everyone's gonna be a little weird. And yes, 80s theme for next week's team meeting.
That's awesome, by the way. That is funny. I already am thinking of different things now, so that's awesome. You know,
Well, you've
it's
been hitting golf balls off your back porch at people walking the trails. So
Hey, this is the
I
first
was
time I've had
encouraging
makeup on
such a
and
good-
clothes on in like 3 weeks. So
give everybody something to look forward to.
I have to say, I mean, really, I am so, and I mean this, so incredibly proud of each of you. And we are so blessed to be in business with you. Like, we really are. This is where we continue to separate ourselves, not just from the industry, but look at what we're building. We're building something that is so incredibly powerful. And even when you look at the beginning of this call, how many upcoming listings hit the market? That is not the same conversation that's going on in other offices, not even other KW offices. I promise you that. So, because I'm on these calls. So it really, you guys are awesome. And we are so very lucky to be in business with you. And we are here to help. Our leadership team is here to help in any possible way we can. So if it's one of your clients is going through a hard time, if there's anything going on in the businesses with your families, guys, reach out to us, right? My cell phone number, 907-242-7653. It's 907-242-SOLD. So that's call me, text me, let me know how I can help. We talked about this a few weeks ago. For those, and I want to make sure that I clarify this, doesn't matter the production level. If you're interested in doing 15 minutes of coaching with me regarding the business and strategies on how to move forward in a changing market, I am opening up that door. And if you're in productivity coaching or other coaching, let me know in advance, so then that way we complement the coaching you're going through. Not a replacement, it's a complement. But that's 15 minutes no matter what the production level. So please reach out to me. Let me help you. Let our team help you. And keep doing this. You guys, we're doing awesome. I really mean that.
All right, guys, is there anything else we can do for you today? I mean, we've smacked you in the face with quite a lot of information the last few weeks, so, you know. Everybody good? Your faces look a little better now. It was a little touch and go there for a second.
thanks
Yeah,
for your positivity always, Amber.
Do what I can. And yes, to those of
Absolutely.
you who are commenting, that is Seamus's desk back there, but he logs into his own Zoom, so, you know, whatever.
Awesome. Well, with that, guys, we greatly appreciate you. We love you guys. Let us know how we can help. If there's anything we can do, I really mean this, reach out to us. We're all available for you. So we're here to help.
Real quick, guys,
let's-
everybody say hi to Brooksy. She's brand new, like set in her license application yesterday. So
Awesome.
we're excited to have you. Welcome. Oh, and Michelle White, are you still on here? It's your birthday too.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you, Miss Michelle.
Happy birthday. Awesome. With that, we're going to go ahead and close it up for today. Keep an eye on the emails and on the Facebook page, because we're going to make these links and put all the stuff we're learning on the page for a reference. And I'll tie in what's behind me here into that too. So we're here. We're locked in this. This is us right now. We're the family. So let's lean on each other. Lean in. Don't lean out.
Okay.
Have
All
a
right,
great one,
awesome.
you guys.
Bye. Have a good day.
Bye. Thank
Thanks
you
so
all.
much.